I'm the COO of Winfield Global Capital. We are a multi-family office designated for China clients to investment worldwide. We invest a little bit into the crypto world. Our three catalog mainly for our clients in the last 2 years are gold, Nasdaq, and BTC. To tell the truth that we, as a regulated, licensed fund manager, we are not allowed to invest into any custodian assets. That means that we cannot hold the BTC our own hand. We can only invest in the IBIT, this kind of ETFs or other regulated products. So that's the things that we can do right now. That's true. Right now we see the challenges and we see the opportunities. Given the fact that the crypto world is right now is kind of private and free and unregulated. That means we don't have very reliable, the legal system supported custodian. In that case, that it's not like in the traditional stock market or in the bond market. We have many big banks that was supported by the FedEx or any insurance deposit guaranteed by the government and by the legal system right now in almost every country. While in the crypto world, since we are not rely on the government, those things were not guaranteed. The legal system, in many cases, they don't support that. So, as a fund manager, how can we outsource our custodian duties to some parts? I don't think that anybody can bear that kind of responsibility. And another thing is to ensure the client that their assets are custodian in very good will. It's very hard to do so. The Singapore government and also many Europe government, they have done very badly in the regulation compared to what happens in the Americans. So that's why all the crypto assets are based much more focused on American assets. Now we can see the stable coin, it was mainly based on the US debts. It can in a much to help the US to raise its fund to solve its physical problem. While the others, like the Europe, they cannot do that. Mainly of the reason is that to the higher regulated in the crypto world, let the Europe lost this kind of opportunities. 3 to 5 years ago, many crypto exchange and many crypto industry top tier companies, they come to Singapore to establish their business and they apply for their license. While none of them do very successful, very much they were not recognized. So they come to Dubai, some of them come to Hong Kong, they seek for that solution. Yes, it was good in Hong Kong that for this half of the year we see the tremendous infrastructure in the regulation. We think that's very good in Hong Kong. But recently, I have to admit that the Stablecoin Act is not so welcomed in the industry. People think that Hong Kong regulators still cares too much. It was not good for the industry development. But there's still good news. There's a saying that the China government is going to issue the CNY, China Yuan stablecoin. That would be very good news to the whole industry. Since the virtual assets, we can choose from 2 different domain currency, the CNY and the US dollar. If that really is good true, that will be very good opportunities and that will be very good to the industry. To my client, as a fund manager, I always stand for my client. To my client, they may choose the stablecoin of INCNY or the stablecoin of USD dollar. So since they are also the assets are backed by the government, and all we can do is the chain, the trading, the valuation, these kind of things. That would be much easier. That's what we are good at. That's really challenges, but I'm optimistic about the development since the older generation will definitely fade away. People used to invest all their money in gold bars, in land. Sometimes the later generation realize that the stock and bond is good. And some of the young people right now, the new generation, they still invest some kind of sports shoes or some toys. They think that will be the future. But I think that the real asset is something that you can pass from one generation to another generation and to the next generation to the next generation. Those things we must remember, that we like the assets in our hand, but we should not be too proud of that, because my next generation or my next generation may not like that. So it's something like, to me and to many fund manager, it is like to guess what will be the next generation's favorite. What will be the next generation's favorite? That was the real things. And I'm very happy to talk about that if there are any chances. In the just coming year, that'll be very interesting, since we see the US Fed is cutting the interest rate. So that means the US dollar may not be so welcomed today. And to my personal opinion, I think the US stock market will not be so welcomed as it is today. It will, it will just, the price may not stand for a long time. It is true. People will realize US index is going down. Everything in the US may going down. And this is, interesting thing is that this tendency will be welcomed by the Republican government. The Trump administration will welcome that. Very personal opinion is that China and the US may have agreement on the currency swap. That means it may help both countries to balance their trade. That means both countries can make them currency more stable than others. Trust me, there's only two currencies to be trustful in this world right now. In the next few decades, there's only US dollar or China CNY. Those are the domain currency we will face in the next few decades. Please just ignore the others. I think that when China and the US can agree on that, the world trade can go into a very balanced things. Currency swap can solve many problems in US, especially in the trade. And it can also solve many problems in China economy, such as the real estate, such as the valuation of many assets. Trust me, it is very, very good for China economy to let the RMB, let the CNY to go appreciate. I can see that all things was ended our vigor expectation. We may see something surprising, but just believe me, those surprising will may not last. All things last will not be surprising for all time. You can have surprising things, but it won't last. All things last won't be very much surprising.